what's going on? Welcome back to Alan's Horror World. My name is Alan. Of course, you guys already know that. So welcome, everybody, to my final review of the Halloween franchise. Welcome back to this series of reviews. This is the last Halloween movie thus far, until next year when we get Halloween Ends, of course. But today, to this day, this is the newest one we got. This movie only came out a few weeks ago. We're finally reviewing it, thank goodness. I'm glad to finally be able to get to this movie. I wanted to review this movie when it came out, but I couldn't do it because I got too lazy with the videos, and then I had to swing it and just review all of them over the course of several days to get to here. We're finally on Halloween Kills. Let's just go ahead and get started. So Halloween Kills stars Jamie Lee Curtis, Andi Matichak, Judy Greer, Anthony Michael Hall, Kyle Richards, Nancy Stevens, Will Patton, James Jude Courtney, and is directed by David Gordon Green. Like I said in the intro, this is the most recent installment of the franchise, and one that has divided many fans. The nightmare isn't over as unstoppable killer Michael Myers escapes from Laurie Strode's trap to continue his ritual bloodbath. Injured and taken to the hospital, Laurie fights through the pain as she inspires residents of Haddonfield, Illinois to rise up against Myers. Taking matters into their own hands, the Strode women and other survivors form a vigilante mob to hunt down Michael and end his reign of terror once and for all. So like I said, this movie came out 2 weeks ago to the day as I'm filming this video. This was a very hyped up installment, but even though people were disappointed with Halloween 2018. I wasn't, but as the years went by and as repeated viewings have happened, I've grown to like the movie less. But I still like Halloween 2018. I was really excited for this movie. You guys know that I avoided all trailers and all spoilers. Well, actually, there were some that I absolutely couldn't avoid because some people on Twitter are pricks and like to post images from trailers, even though some of us haven't even watched it. People all over social media have just spoiled the movie. And even the actors themselves spoiled the movie. Why? Like, come on. Like, seriously. Jamie Lee Curtis spoiled that Will Patton's character was alive. Even though he died in Halloween 2018. Nope, he's alive somehow. And Jamie Lee Curtis spoiled it on Instagram. Really, dude? Really? Come on, man. Why would you do that? So, to fully prepare myself for this review, I've seen Halloween Kills 3 times. Twice on Peacock, once in theaters. I was gonna go see it the night it came out with my sister, but she changed plans at the very last minute. It's like, oh, we're just gonna watch it on Peacock instead. And then I'm like, okay, fine, I guess. I wasn't really happy with that. I was kind of annoyed, really. But I did get to go see it in theaters that Sunday, which was great for me, and I really love the fact that I got to go see it in theaters. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I love Halloween Kills. Yeah, I genuinely love Halloween Kills. I thought I wasn't going to based on the reviews I was seeing. Yeah, there's so much controversy going on about this movie. We'll be getting into that in just a little bit. But yes, I love Halloween Kills. This is in my top 5 of the franchise. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. But it may go down as the years go by and as I rewatch it many times. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to be. My thoughts may change. And it did for Halloween 2018, and it may do the same for this movie. We'll see how it goes as the years go by. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with the positives of Kills. First off, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the opening sequence of this movie. The flashback that everybody knew was going to happen in this movie. We'll give some minor spoilers for this one. There is going to be some spoilers throughout this video, but I'm going to try not to spoil way too much, except for the ending, because the ending really made me mad. But the opening flashback sequence is amazing. It is so perfectly handled. It's great. It's so perfectly handled. The vibe of 1978 is definitely here in this flashback. You see a younger Officer Hawkins hunting down Michael Myers right after he disappeared at the end of the original movie. And he and his partner go to the Myers house after rescuing Lonnie Elam from the original, who was actually a main character in this movie, from Michael Myers. They go to the Myers house and Michael attacks Hawkins' partner, and Hawkins accidentally shoots him trying to shoot Michael, and accidentally kills him. And then Dr. Loomis shows up to capture Michael, and I swear that guy looked just like Loomis. The makeup was so perfectly handled. And the guy voicing Loomis was the same guy who did it in 2018, and I really, really loved that. It was awesome. It was awesome seeing Dr. Loomis again. I nearly cried because I actually thought I was looking at Donald Pleasance, but nope, it was someone different. I was tricked for a moment there. The opening is amazing. Just gonna say it. Next, the score by John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and Daniel Davies might be my favorite of the franchise. This score is absolutely incredible. I love every piece of music used in this movie, which is a shock. I love all of the music in this movie. John Carpenter is back, baby. He is back. It's fire on all cylinders this time around. He was back with 2018, but he's proven that he is still a great music composer with this movie as well. And his son Cody did a great job helping him, and his godson Daniel Davies did an amazing job helping them out as well. Some people are like, oh, he ruined the Halloween score. No, he didn't. Shut your freaking mouth. No, he didn't. No, he freaking did not. The score is pretty much perfect in my eyes. So that's all I will say. I will give away one kill scene that is kind of a spoiler, even though this wasn't all the trailers. The scene where Michael comes out of Laurie Strode's burning house and slaughters about 11 firefighters. It's probably the most iconic scene of the movie. One of the most iconic scenes of the whole series. It is awesome. I love how freaking terrifying Michael is in that scene. Like, 11-on-1 and Michael still wins. Michael still takes out every single one of them one by one, and they do try to fight. And people were saying some things like, oh, well, why could they defeat him? It was so easy. I'm like, do you not know who Michael Myers is? Michael is pure evil incarnate. He is superhuman. He is going to destroy you. It doesn't matter how many people is there. Like, maybe 20 people to Michael Myers. Michael's gonna kill 20 people. It's kind of like if 100 cops were between you and the Terminator, you'd end up with 100 dead cops. If 20 people are between you and Michael Myers, you're gonna end up with 20 dead people. That's basically it. It's just how it is. And the kills are brutal in this scene. And the shots are so beautiful in this scene. In fact, the cinematography in this movie is gorgeous to look at. It feels more like a Halloween movie this time around, and I really respect that. But this scene, seeing it in the theater made me jump for joy. I was rooting for Michael, to be honest. I know there was that stupid freaking petition to get this scene removed, and I'm sitting here like, what? Why? I'm like, why? Like, this is an awesome scene. Why would you want to remove it? Oh, it's disrespectful to firefighters. Shut up. Michael has killed cops and firefighters all over the place. So calm your freaking self down. Speaking of the kills, overall they're pretty epic and they're pretty gruesome. Some are off screen and are suggested at, and then you see the aftermath like in 2018, but most of them are on screen, which I really, really liked about the movie. Not going to go into too much detail, but that's all I'll say. Following up with that, I actually like the third act of this movie. It's not my favorite third act of the franchise, but it's actually one of the most fun third acts. It's not an amazing third act, but it's a very fun one. It's a very fun one to sit through, and some parts of it are genuinely terrifying. Like, I'm going to go ahead and give a character death spoiler. Cameron dies in this movie in the Myers house when she, Allison, and Lonnie are going to try to find Michael and hunt him down. Michael kills Lonnie inside, off screen, and then Michael literally tortures Cameron in front of Allison. Allison is shoved down the stairs by Michael and she breaks her leg, which, I hate bones breaking in movies. That's my one weakness. Michael goes to town on this kid, stabs him multiple times, takes him, bashes his head through the stairwell, and starts doing this, impaling his throat over and over and over again, and then eventually Michael just twists his head around. God, that scene was so brutal and so sadistic. But the scene where the mob is beating Michael Myers up is a cool scene, but I do have an issue with it. Why did you not double tap? Why did you not finish the job? Like, it's your own freaking fault he kills you all. Oh, sorry, spoilers. Next, I really like the performances in this movie, especially by Jamie Lee Curtis. I really, really love her performance in this movie. Sure, she is sidelined for most of the entire movie, which is kind of what happened in the original Halloween 2, but it's kind of worse this time through. At least in the original Halloween 2, Laurie did something. She barely does anything here except give monologues like Dr. Loomis would. Her performance is great, though. It's probably better than how she was in 2018. It's one of her best performances of the series with what little she's given. And I love Andi Matichak in this movie. It has a very subtle performance in this movie. And I like Judy Greer a lot more this time around. She's a lot more tough. She's a lot more hardened. She has a I don't give a crap anymore attitude. Like, you want your mask? Come and get it! I love that moment. That was a great scene, and I loved Karen in this movie, to be honest. Even though she did act like a Karen sometimes, she was still great in this movie, and I really, really loved that. All the performances in this movie were very good, to be honest. Next, James Jude Courtney is even better in this movie as Myers than he was in 2018. This movie solidified him being my favorite Michael Myers. I love Nick Castle to pieces. But James is my favorite Myers now. He is a brutal, soulless killing machine this time around. This guy is freaking angry. He is angrier than he's ever been. He's killing people off left and right every 5 minutes. He has had enough. He is going to kill anybody that is in his path, especially at the Myers house. Oh my god, okay. The scene with Big John and Little John. Love those characters, by the way. But people were saying, oh, Michael Myers is homophobic because he killed a gay couple. Like, really? It does not matter what race you are, what sexuality you are, what ethnicity you are, what age you are, or what anything you are, what your job is, or how old you are. I may have already said that. Michael is going to kill you no matter what. Do you not realize that, guys? Oh, and one last thing about Michael. Love the mask in this movie. Love the burned look on his mask and his overalls. Really like that. And finally, the comedy is actually good this time. I really hope it stays that way. There are a lot of genuinely funny scenes in this movie and some unintentionally hilarious scenes involving a girl and a gun that Michael kills. That was a hilarious moment that I didn't expect, and I laughed because I wasn't expecting it, and I was just like, okay, that's something we've never seen before. I really like that. The comedy in general, especially with like Big John and Little John, it's so freaking hilarious. It's actually funny. And there's moments of subtle humor too that made me laugh out loud when I watched it. I really love the humor in this movie. It's a big step up from how it was in 2018. Only have one mixed aspect. The second act can be a little bit clunky at times. It's a bit all over the place because we'll admit the plot is a little bit messy this time through. This movie is all over the place, especially in the second act. It's a lot more of a frantic movie, but I don't know. It's just a very messy movie, and it's just like we're at the hospital, then we're at Laurie's house, and then we're at the Myers house, then we're at the hospital, then we're in Haddonfield, and then at the hospital, and blah 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 blah. It's crazy. It's so crazy how jumbled up this movie is in the second act, but at least the first and third acts are the strongest of the movie, so gotta give it that. Moving on to the negatives, I only have two, and one, well, they're kind of major negatives, but not really. Like, they involve spoilers. Major spoilers, I will say. There are major spoilers here, okay? So, my first negative, most of the returning characters from the original are there to die. Tommy, Lonnie, Marion Chambers. The only one to live is Lindsay. And it's been confirmed that Kyle Richards is coming back in Ends, so I'm very excited for that. But why would you bring back titular characters from your original movie just to kill them off anyway? We only see Marion for 5 minutes in this movie, and then she gets killed in a car by Michael. Tommy is like, evil dies tonight, evil dies tonight. And by the way, if I have to hear that phrase one more freaking time, if I have to hear evil dies tonight one more time, I will sue whoever made this movie. But no, seriously, they're just there to die. And I'm like, why would you bring back these characters if you're just going to kill them off? Why would you do this? That is not how you should treat legacy characters. Like, oh my god. At least I'm glad Lindsay survived, because I really liked Lindsay in this movie. Way more than I liked her in the original. And I did like her in the original. But, like, you're bringing back iconic characters from the first John Carpenter classic. just to have Michael kill them. Why? And finally, the ending is terrible. I hate this ending. Another character death. Spoiler coming up. Karen is killed in the ending of this movie, and then it ends on the biggest cliffhanger ever. Why would you do this to me? That is not how you do this. No, I get this is the middle point of a trilogy, but at least give us a finishing point, not a stupid cliffhanger. And yes, it's been confirmed by Judy Greer that Karen is dead, and she is not coming back at ends, unless it's for flashbacks, of course. But she's not coming back. She is dead. Michael actually did kill her in the same way Judith Myers was killed in the original. By the way, if you hear scratching sounds, I have cats in the very next room that I didn't want to interrupt this video. So yeah, but still, ignore that. I mean, it's a cool recreation of the Judith Myers death in the original, but still the cliffhanger was so annoying to me. Like, why would you end it there? At least give us a finishing point. Let us see Laurie reacting to Karen's death. Well, actually, in the original script and possibly in the extended version that David Gordon Green will be giving us, Laurie does find out that Karen is gone, because there's a scene at the end of the script where she's calling Karen from a payphone. Michael sees Karen's phone. He picks it up. I almost called it a machine. He picks it up, swipes it, and he answers it, and all you hear is breathing when Laurie is like, she's like, Karen? Hello? Karen? And then she hears his breathing, and she's like, Michael? And then she processes what happened to her daughter, and she has to fight the tears. She's like, run away as far as you can. I'm coming for you, and I won't stop coming for you until you're buried 6 feet under and you're in hell. And then it ends much like Halloween 2018 did. A freeze frame on the knife that Allison used against Michael in the last movie. And then boom, cut to credits. Why did you cut that out? Exactly? I would like to know. Why did you cut that out? Why was that cut out of the ending? That would have been a much better ending than the one we got. That's all I'll say. So overall, guys, I really love Halloween Kills, personally. If you haven't seen this movie, you might like it, you may hate it. This is the most divided installment between fans now. Like, there are very mixed reviews on this movie. Some people say this is the worst one of the whole series, which I strongly disagree with, but I respect your opinion. And, yeah. I don't know. Like, some people hate this movie, some people love this movie, some people are in the middle. I personally love this movie. It's in my top 5 of the franchise. I adore this movie to pieces, but maybe upon rewatch I may not like it as much. But I do strongly recommend this movie, especially if you're trying to binge this new timeline from 2018 kills and then ends when it comes out next year. So I recommend it that way, but if you want to binge it with the rest of the series, that's fine with me. But I will warn you, you might either love this movie or you might hate this movie. That's pretty much all I'll say about that. So I'm going to give Halloween Kills an A-. I was struggling between whether or not I'd give it an A- or an A, but I'm going to stick with an A-. I think that's more fair. So what do you guys think of Halloween Kills? Let me know in the comments below. Do you love this movie? Which I've seen quite a lot of people say that they love this movie. Do you think it's in the middle, which the majority of fans say it's in the middle? Or do you hate this movie? Which I personally do not understand why you'd hate this movie, but to each their own. That's fine. I respect your opinion. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below what you thought of this movie. So anyways, guys, tomorrow, Halloween night, be looking forward to my ranking of the Halloween franchise. It's not going to be a very long video, like I've said many times. It's going to be a number by number ranking of the series, which film I would put at 12, 11, blah, 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 so on. So, yeah, be looking forward to that, and then we will finally be done with this friggin' franchise already. Jesus Christ. We'll finally be done for good, I hope. So, anyways, guys, I guess that's pretty much it. So, anyways, I'm Madeline. This is Alan's Horror World. Of course, you guys already know that. I love all you guys to death. And until next time,